The National Safety Council estimates every 24 seconds there is a distracted driving related vehicle accident in this country on our roadways. Have you been guilty of distracted driving? My name is Rob Brown, and today my whole focus is to persuade you to avoid distractions and drive safely. Hopefully today when I finish my speech, you'll think twice about driving distracted and know ways to improve your driving abilities. The statistics are mind-blowing in this country. The National Safety Council already this year estimates there have been over 358,000 vehicle accidents as a result of distracted driving to date in this country. As a military police officer and as a safety investigator, I've investigated numerous traffic accidents. There's always one common theme, one common denominator that's out there. Someone wasn't paying attention, or they weren't focused on the task at hand, and the accident could have been prevented. So today, I'm going to provide you with the definition of distracted driving and some common types of distractions that are out there. I'm going to provide you some eye-opening statistics on distracted driving and why it's becoming more of a hazardous trend on our roadways, especially with our younger drivers. And I'll also give you tips on how to avoid distracted driving and arrive alive. Now that we've covered our main points, let us define distracted driving and rule out or show you some of the common distractions that are out there. Distracted driving, as defined by distraction.gov, states that distracted driving is anything that takes the driver's focus off of operating the motor vehicle. Anything. We're not just talking cell phones. We're not talking text messages and phone calls. It could be eating. How many of us are guilty of eating a hamburger while we're driving? We have a Coke in one hand, hamburger in the other, and we're driving down the roadway with our knee. We've all been there. We want to make good times on our trips. We want to keep the kids happy. We want to keep the spouses happy and keep our time in the car cut to a minimum. Electronic devices are also a hazard. All states even put that at the forefront with their Mayhem commercials. They have the GPS commercial. Messing with electronic devices, and especially navigation devices, are some of the new hazards that are out there. But the one hazard a lot of us tend to forget are passengers and the distractions that they provide. You have a screaming baby in the back seat. Are you focused on the road? If you have your teenagers like I do fighting in the back seat for power cords for iPods and Nintendo DS's, are you focused, or are you trying to get the two to quit knocking it off and quit trying to beat up each other in the back seat of the car while you're still driving on the roadway? You haven't pulled over yet. Or if you're having a man's night out or a ladies' night out, you're the designated driver and they're inebriated, hooping and hollering, excited, had a fun night. Are you really distracted on the road if you have that going on in the car? No. That's why the statistics in this country are mind-boggling, and I hope they open your eyes a little bit. The U.S. Department of Transportation, otherwise known as DOT, states that you are 23.2 times more likely to be involved in a traffic accident if you are driving distracted. 23.2 times more likely. The Department of Transportation also recently released studies from 2009 where they showed that 5,474 people died on American roadways as a result of distracted driving. Not just cell phones and texting, but distracted driving as a whole. And in total, they estimate over 448,000 people were injured as a result of distracted driving. Almost 500,000 people in 2009 were injured as a result of distracted driving. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration states last year alone, 16% of all mishaps on the roadways involving traffic accidents were as a result of distracted driving. That's almost 1 in every 5 accidents last year were as a result of distracted driving. But the most eye-opening stat that is out there comes from Examiner.com. A study done by the National Safety Council that they published shows that a text message that you were sending takes roughly 6 seconds. During the time it is for you to compose that message and send it, your eyes are off the road 4.6 seconds. Let's say you're traveling at a speed of 55 miles an hour. That means you have covered the entire length of a football field from end zone to end zone without looking at the road one time. You've driven an entire length of a football field without looking at the road to send one text message in the span of 4 seconds. Think about that for a second. 140 yards without looking at the road once. Now that we've covered some statistics and we've shown you the dangerous trend and how it is rising and how it's becoming more common, let me tell you some ways to avoid it. Distracted driving cannot be ruled out completely. But OnStar and Sync by Ford and the automobile industry have gone to great lengths to rule out distracted driving and at least minimize it in your vehicle. You don't have to go out and spend money on a Bluetooth device. Your car is that Bluetooth device. You can take those phone calls. You can receive those text messages by hitting a simple button on your steering wheel or on your dashboard. It'll play you back your text messages. I have Sync, for example. If I receive a text message, I can hit it and it'll play me the text message in a nice little computer voice and tells me everything that's on the text message. But I can't reply to it while I'm driving. my phone or the car will not let me reply. When I come to a complete stop and the vehicle is not in motion, I have dashboard options. I can tap it twice, and it sends a message that says, I can't talk right now. I'm driving. There are applications that are out there to help you as well. A friend of mine told me about On the Go by State Farm, an automobile insurance carrier. They made an app to where you can disable it if you're a passenger, but if you're a driver and that app is enabled, you cannot text or make a phone call or receive a phone call while your vehicle is in motion. After a certain speed, your phone tells you how fast you're going, the app automatically kicks in and disables it so you cannot be distracted while you're driving. That is amazing. And a lot of the cell phone companies as well have moved toward touchscreen technology versus keys. Are you more apt to text if you can feel the keys or if you actually have to look down at the keys? Think about that for a second. If you actually have to consciously make an effort to look down at the keyboard and type, you're probably not going to send that text message. But common sense comes into play as well. Simple phone call saying pick up milk on the way home, 2-minute phone call, you're not really distracted. But if your spouse calls, she's had a horrible day, you had a family emergency, your teenagers are calling because they didn't make the team and they broke up with their boyfriends or girlfriends, are you really focused or are you trying to calm down your kids? My recommendation is tell them, hey, I can't talk right now, I understand what's going on, I'll call you when I get home, or just pull over and take that phone call. When it's safe, pull over and take the phone call, finish it, and then continue on your journey. And if you're looking for more ways also to help your young children or help your friends or coworkers, distraction.gov has a lot of great facts and a lot of great information that you can share with them. At this time, are there any questions? Today in my speech, I have covered the definition of distracted driving and what common distractions are while operating an automobile. I've covered the statistics of distracted driving and why it's becoming a more dangerous trend on our roadways. And I've also covered how to arrive alive and be focused and avoid distractions while driving. While the statistics are mind-blowing of vehicle mishaps in this country as a result of distracted, I have a pledge I would like to ask you guys to make to yourselves. Be alert, avoid distractions, arrive alive. No cell phone call, no text message, or no burger is worth risking your life or the life of others in a vehicle myself.